Okay, Wayne Simmonds is ready. He's from Scarborough, Ontario. I'm going to try to just wing this. So Scarborough, Ontario, played for the Brockville Braves, Owen Sound Attack, Sioux Greyhounds. Drafted in the second round, LA Kings, Philadelphia Flyers, Nashville Predators, New Jersey Devils, Buffalo Sabres. 909 NHL games, 499 points. Our next guest, Wayne Simmonds. Good morning, sir.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Wayne. I'm going to level with you.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get you on this show since you were traded here. So
Really?
It's nice that you finally stopped dodging us.
I haven't dodged you guys. I haven't even got a request until today. Or yesterday.
Well, maybe
that just goes to show you where we fall in the pecking order.
I'm not a Dodger. I actually, to be honest, since we've stopped playing, I haven't done one single interview. You guys are my first, so.
Oh.
All right, now we're in the good graces right there.
Well, and let me start by saying, too, like, I say we, all three of us, I think, share the same sentiment that we have wanted a player like you in Buffalo for quite some time. And it's great to have a guy like you. How have you enjoyed your time with the Sabres, your whole 7 games?
Yeah, obviously it was extremely short to this point, but I enjoyed it. There's a great group of guys, great staff. So far the organization, seems to be great. Like you said, obviously it's only been 7 games thus far, but, I've enjoyed my time.
In those 7 games, I know you've only been here in Buffalo for a short period of time. Obviously, like Andrew said, we've been looking for a player like you that has that leadership, that plays a gritty, physical game, that can also put the puck in the net. But what are other things that you noticed in the couple weeks that you were here? What are things that this team needs to work on to make that next step?
I think from what I've seen, I think it's, more confidence than anything. I think we definitely have the ability to be one of the top teams in the league. Playing on other teams coming into Buffalo, every time I came into Buffalo, Sabres would always pump us. Whether I was with the Flyers or even this year in Jersey. I think we lost 2 games, 7-2 this year in New Jersey while we came into Buffalo. So obviously the talent level is there. I think it's just, keeping the morale high, realizing your potential and then playing to your potential. So I think that's the next step, for the Sabres.
Wayne, how's the body feeling? Because, you played a game tough. You throw your body around, and now you've had some time to kind of, just rest and relax and take care of yourself. How's the body feeling, and how is that going to affect what you do, moving forward here in the next few years?
I think right now my body's feeling the best it's felt probably over the last 3 years. I think it was 2 summers ago, 2.5 years ago, I had a whole bunch of surgeries. I had to get my hip done, my groin done. I had double hernia surgery. So the last couple of years, it's just been for me trying, to come back from that and get my body in a place where I can go out and perform like I did in the past. And I think I'm at that point. I feel, really confident in my body. I'm not second guessing when I'm, taking my strides or going in for a hit or going into corners and stuff like that. So, I know this break sucks here, but I think for myself, to be honest with you, it probably couldn't come out at a better time for me.
Instigators were. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, River. Go ahead.
I was going to say how I don't even consider you old, but you're 31 years old and you've played a lot of games in the National Hockey League. There's been a lot of wear and tear in the body. Have you completely changed the way that you work out to benefit you to make sure that you're in the best shape possible going into a season? Have you changed your workout style?
So for me, it's been tough the last 2 summers. Well, last summer, I was obviously, I had just come off surgery the summer before. So last summer, I actually got a chance to start working out and, instead of rehab. When you're injured and you're doing rehab training, that's not working out. you're not working out to get stronger, to get faster, to work on your fast twitch. So 2 summers ago, I wasn't even able to do that. I literally spent 2 summers ago literally just doing all rehab to get, get my body just to where I needed to be to get the training camp. Usually, by the time you get the training camp, you should be in the best shape of your of the season, to be honest with you, like physically, like strength-wise and stuff like that. So last summer, obviously, was different. I played a full year after my surgeries, but everyone knows once you come off those surgeries, it usually generally takes you a year to get back to where you were. So I got a chance to do training, and this summer should be my summer, like where I'm actually able to do all my weights and, everything like normal. So, obviously not playing right now and being quarantined. I've been in my basement the whole time and, just working out every single day and, trying to get myself back together.
Wayne Simmonds joining the Instigators here, kind enough to take time out of his quarantine. We'll get to what he's doing during quarantine, and we'll ask him if he, like everybody else in America, is glued to this last dance. But I have one question. Answer it or don't. It's personal. How many more years do you want to play?
Me, I'll play for as long as I can play until no one wants to sign me anymore, to be honest. This is a game that I love, and without hockey, I feel kind of, I don't want to say lost, but, it's just the routine. You wake up every morning, you're going to the rink or you're going to the gym. It makes your life so much more structured. It makes it easy for me. And, I kind of find myself right now not going crazy, but, just chomping at the bit to get back at it. So, I think I would like to play at least till, I don't know, I'm 31 now, at least till 35 minimum, 36.
So,
at least a little more good years for me.
Take me back to your draft day. You're drafted second round, 61 overall.
Yep.
On that day, I think I was drafted. Marty obviously was a first rounder. River was a high draft pick. Like, I think we all probably on that day kind of, at least I did. I was like, man, like, if I were going to make it, when realistically could I make it, and what's my path going to be? So there's a couple things I want to point out here. Number one, you never played a game in the American League as a second rounder, which I think is incredible. Number two, of all the draft picks in your draft, you played the third most games. I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Like did you envision yourself playing 900 games in the NHL? I guess is my question. Like what did you think your career was going to be, say, back to draft day?
To be honest with you, I had no clue. Obviously, growing up wanting to make the NHL, you just try to put in everything you have to get there. So I still remember the moment I was drafted. I was actually in California. I was working out with T.R. Goodman at Gold's Gym in Venice Beach. And me and Chris Stewart, we were on our way to the gym because obviously Friday night they do the first round, Saturday's the second round, whatever. So it was like 7 o'clock on the West Coast in the morning. We were driving to the gym, and I got a phone call. So that's how it all started. But, once I got that call, I never really envisioned how many games I was going to play. Only thing that was on my mind was just making it to my first game. That's all I wanted to do, was make it to my first game and make sure, I can make an impact in that game. So 909 games later, obviously it's been, a heck of a ride for me. And, obviously I hope this thing continues here for, as long as I possibly can. But I never dreamed that I would play this many games in the NHL. But once I got there, once I got here, I knew I could be successful. So, every single day I come to the rink or I go to the gym and I put in, the best effort I can.
All-Star MVP, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise, but
and Mark Messier award winner.
Yeah.
Is there an award that could mean more to a guy like yourself than the Mark Messier award with what you bring to a team?
No, I don't think so. I think for me that was huge. I was actually nominated 2 years in a row. Unfortunately, I didn't win it my first year, but to be honest with you, it's not why I do the things I do to win awards. I think, when you do stuff like that, be a leader, you help out in the community, it's just to give back, to people who have given back to you. So I remember, when I was, young, my mom always told me if I ever made the NHL, I'd have to give back to the community or some way, and I always kept that in my mind. So once I had the opportunity, that was the first thing I did. And obviously, I didn't want any recognition or anything like that for it. But sometimes you do get the recognition, and it's nice.
Instigators, Wayne Simmonds joining us. Marty, you look like you're taking a breath there.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask. So, Wayne, you played in LA, you played in Philly for many years. Who's the one player that affected you in a positive way and somebody that you are saying, like, okay, I can now do the same thing for younger players in this league? Like, who's the one guy that you played with, either in LA or Philly, that really affected the way you saw the game and your career?
I think there's probably a few guys, but I remember going back to early days in Los Angeles. I played with Michael Handzus my first 3 years in LA. And he was the anchor there in the middle on the third line, and I was pretty much attached to the hip with him on the right side. So he had a lot to do with, I think my development. I don't know if he knows it or not. I was kind of quiet. I didn't really want to talk to Zeus too much because he always had a mean look on his face. But I just observed, and I tried to learn the game the way he played it. He was such a good defensive player, but at the same time, he could produce offensively, and he was just such a great teammate. And for me, he would always talk to me and help me out and things of that nature. And then I want to say my second or third year, we got Ryan Smith from Colorado, and I kind of just started doing the same thing with him. I realized that's kind of the type of player I would have to be in front of the net, picking up the garbage goals, and he was obviously one of the best ever to do it. So those two guys, I think, would probably the guys I would have to say had the biggest impact on my career.
Almost like skating with Gretzky, isn't it? Almost.
Yeah, with Smitty.
Yeah.
Captain Canada.
They look the same.
Hey, long cuffs and everything. Hey, where did you say you were working out in LA?
I was at Gold's Gym with T.R. Goodman the year I got drafted. So just before I went into my 19-year-old year. So I was 18. It was before I turned 19.
Did you guys go to spend the summers there? Because I remember my brother got drafted by LA in the late 90s, and he would go and spend the summer in LA, and they'd put him up in these sick houses and rental properties, and they were just taken care of crazy. Did you guys do that as well?
Yeah, but we weren't really in rental houses or anything like that. I remember. So after I got drafted, obviously I was in Los Angeles, so that was pretty cool. I stayed there the whole summer. I was living in Orange County, so I'd always come down and obviously get to use the facilities and stuff like that with the Kings. So I didn't make the team that year, but the following year, I came in the summer, and I lived with Alec Martinez in a hotel. So we pretty much stayed in the hotel almost all summer, the two of us, and guys would come in and out. And then, we'd always go back there in the summer. It's California. How can you not, right? It's beautiful. Yeah. So, I'm from Scarborough, California, Scarborough. I love Scarborough, obviously, but there's no beach. It's not Cali. So, I probably spent my first 3 summers in actual Los Angeles. So, it was nice.
Let me ask you this. We're all competitors by nature. What kind, again, I'm just fascinated by your career. I've watched you your whole career. I was coming out of the league as you were coming in, so I was well aware of who you were, and obviously caught you on the 24/7, the road to the Winter Classic and all that. Fantastic on camera, by the way. But did it sting when LA won the Cup?
Of course it did. I think you guys know, you get drafted to an organization and you think you're going to be there forever, right? So, all my friends were there, those guys I came up with. You do all your development camps with these guys. You're there, you're with everyone you're supposed to be 8 months, 9-10 months a year, and then you get traded. So, obviously I believe that, I was going to be, a piece for that team to win, and I didn't realize I'd be a piece going the other way. But at the same time, I think that could have been the best thing for my career. It allowed me to go to Philadelphia and take on a whole different role than what I was accustomed to in LA. And It allowed me to expand my game. So at first, I'd say, yeah, I was a little bit bitter, but, in the grand scheme of things, I don't want to say I'm happy it happened, but it allowed me to spread my wings as a player and become better for it.
Instigators had voices, Wayne Simmonds. We'll ask you now we'll get into the token questions. And again, appreciate your time today.
Yeah, no problem.
We appreciate his time, but as he pointed out, we're the only one that asked for him to come on to any show, so he must be happy to talk to other people, right?
I'm dying to talk to other people right now. I got you guys. I got like 3 different interviews today. I haven't talked to anyone. I don't know. I guess I'm getting old. No one wants to talk to the old guy anymore. So.
Well, I appreciate you doing your homework on us, because if you had, you would have known it was my birthday. And
I apologize. Happy birthday!
No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't even start the BS now. I apologize. Okay.
The gift is in the mail.
Wayne, do you find now? I mean, you came into the league right around the time where I think players. Like you had that HBO experience, and I think you guys, your team was incredible. That Brizgalov is a piece of work, but
yeah, different.
Do you find now that players are very, very guarded with what they say on every platform across the league?
Well, you have to be, right? Like people, they don't. Okay, so this is the way I see it. And, like, I have social media and stuff, but I don't put myself out there too much on social media unless I feel like it's such a big topic that I have to touch on it. But now we're in a world where people can just pick and choose. Like, they don't have to see context of what you're saying or whatever. They just see something, and then they'll jump on you, and then they'll attack you for it. Meanwhile, there's no backstory. There's no context to it. Like, some people don't even really know what's going on. For example, like you guys were talking about The Last Dance a little bit earlier. Like Michael Jordan said something about Republicans buy shoes too, but he's talking to the boys in the locker room, and the reporter just happens to hear it, and he spins it the wrong way. So now he looks like a jerk, right? Yeah. So I think that's why it is the way it is. I remember when I first came into the league in 2008, there was no Twitter, no Instagram. There was none of that stuff. And obviously you guys would know more because when you guys were playing, there's absolutely none of that. Like, nothing. Like, you guys probably went to the payphones to call your wives.
Wow.
Can you see my beard right now?
You know what? Hey, Wayne. And Riv just said you weren't old earlier. Now you're in trouble.
It's a joke, guys. Come on.
We don't take the old joke very well right now.
But Marty, you'd think Marty invented Twitter, though.
So you know what I'm getting at, though, right? Like,
Marty, have you ever used Twitter before?
No, I don't know what Twitter's about. I actually had a good question for Wayne, so if you guys mind, I'll follow through on what I want to ask. I told the boys the other day that when we played you guys in the Winter Classic in Philly, I was with the Rangers, and at the end of the game, we skated off the ice and did not do the handshake. That I feel I regretted this. Like, I think as a team we regretted we did not shake your hand, and it was a big stage for the league, and we should have kept our emotions in check. The Pistons walked out on the Bulls in The Last Dance, and that was talked about. Now, I want to know, what did you guys say in Philly when we left the ice? Were you guys mad? Were you guys angry? Or were you guys like, whatever, like this is a joke? Like, what happened there?
Do not sugarcoat anything here.
No, like, to be honest with you, I missed that competitive fight. I don't care. That does not bother me one bit at all, to be honest with you. I want you to hate me. I don't want you to shake my hand. I don't want to shake your hand either, to be quite honest. Like, we just had a bitter battle. I remember Repper was disrespecting, we thought he disrespected Yogs when he scored that goal, and he did the salute. So, like, the feelings there were so, like, raw. Like, if we had a shook hands, we probably would have had a brawl. Like, the amount of guys that you guys had on your team that could fight and the guys that we had on our team, like, it was probably better for us not to shake hands, to be honest with you.
I think Tortorella would have probably been the one that would have been in a brawl with all of you guys too.
Yeah, but that's in the heat of the game. I miss that. It's not like that anymore. Guys are like, I get you have friends and stuff like that on teams and whatever, but like I miss that fire, that attitude. Like, if you cross the red line and warm up, I'm gonna tomahawk chop you type of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? You don't get that anymore. You get guys passing pucks back and forth and like treating it like it's a joke.
Wow.
Well, he didn't sugarcoat
See,
that.
you sound like us on this show every day. It's literally the everybody's best friends.
It's just it's changed so much. Just the hatred for guys. Like, everyone just wants to be friends. Like, everyone's just trying to talk you up at face-offs and stuff because they're scared. And like, to me, it's you're in the game. Like, you're in the game. I don't care. Like, I've thrown my best friend headfirst in the boards, like, during a game, and I thought nothing about it after the game. Like, I didn't even care, nor did he, because he probably tried to kill me after that. But like, there's no friends on the ice. Once you step on the ice, regardless of who you're playing for that team. You put that jersey on, you're playing. You want to win. Like, I don't know. I just think some guys don't have that mentality anymore.
Riv, mute your printer, Riv. Are you serious? Unprofessional and inconsiderate. Wayne Simmonds is laying down the law right now, and you're printing your daughter's project. It's absolutely embarrassing. It sounds like you're in the bathroom. Carry on, Wayne.
Yeah, so I don't know. I miss that. I still remember when I was in Philly. I remember Martin Brodeur in Jersey, and I remember we were losing a game to them. And I just ran him, and obviously Marty's the greatest goalie to ever play the game, and we couldn't get a goal by him, so I just ran him, and I felt like a jerk for a little bit, and then I realized I was like who cares? Like, eventually I apologized to Marty, probably a couple of years later. Yeah. But at the time, you know what I mean? It was what it was. Okay. Someone come get me. If you're not going to come get me, I'll probably do it again.
So when did you start to recognize this? When did you start to see, because I'll be honest with you, Wayne, I would line up at a face-off and I would talk to the guy on the other side of the line because I had to fight no matter what, right? So I didn't care. I was actually just trying to, that was my way of preparing for a game. But there are guys that literally wanted to be friends because they were scared. How many guys literally kiss your ass on a face-off?
There's probably a lot. Some guy, I won't even know guys, and they'll just start talking to me, and I'll just stare at them I'm not your friend. I don't know why you're talking to me. But I don't know. I'd probably say I started to see a change. What is it? 2020. Probably about 4 years ago, I'd say. Started 4 years ago, heavily. And then now it's all young guys, right? I want to say I got the most games on the Sabres right now, and to me that's mind blowing. When I first came in this league, we had 3 young guys on our team. We had a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 21-year-old, and everyone else was 27 and above. So it's a completely different game now to me.
That's 12 years, Wayne. 12 years it's changed that much. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can only imagine what it was like before I got in the league.
That's a story. That's a story for another day.
Rivs was already 20 years in the league 12 years ago. That's how old he is.
You know what, though? Whatever happened to just wanting to kind of hurt players? You're playing against these guys. Listen, I can still remember playing against Saku Koivu, literally one of my best buddies, buddy in hockey. It was in Buffalo. After the game, he was standing with my wife. I walked down to see him after the game, and he's looking at me going, "What are you thinking? What is your problem?" I was cross-checking him, slashing him. I wanted to take his head off, but that's just the way it was.
That's Drew Doughty's one of my best friends. He's the godfather of my daughter. So every time I play Los Angeles, I try to kill him. And he knows, I'll be at his house for dinner, or he'll come to my house for dinner, and I know I'm gonna get the biggest cross check ever in my lower back, or I'm going to get an elbow. But he knows I'm going to run him. I'm going to dump it in his corner, and I'm coming to run him. You know what I mean? So, like, and then after the game, all right, whatever. You have a couple beers, it is what it is. But, like, I always want to get the best of my friends when I'm playing against them. I don't want anyone to have anything over me.
The game has changed. The game has changed.
Well, Wayne, I got to tell you, this has been an awesome conversation. It's been great to have you on. And like we said, would have loved to have seen you here 5 years. Hopefully we can see you back on the ice here soon after this quarantine. Get your 500th point and then continue your career after that, hopefully here, but somewhere.
Yes, sir. I hope I appreciate it. Hopefully we can get some more of the season going. And, you know what, if I end up being a Sabre for longer than this year, you know, I'm definitely happy with that. So, yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.